It was my birthday. Amanda showed up late. Just as I was about to question her, I noticed a new transfer student behind her. He had a scarf around his neck. It was the one Amanda gifted me. He handed it back to me, looking a little embarrassed. "Henry, I'm sorry. Amanda noticed I wasn't dressed warmly enough, so she let me borrow your birthday gift." I took it, feeling calm, despite the smug look in his eyes. I casually tossed it into the nearby trash can. As I checked my watch for the third time, my seatmate tried to comfort me. "Amanda is probably busy planning a birthday surprise for you. It's your birthday after all. She always gives it her all." I nodded. Speak of the devil and she shall appear. Amanda walked in just then, holding a bouquet of fresh flowers. They were orchids from the Netherlands, perfectly matching my outfit for the day. I smiled as my earlier frustration vanished. I was just about to ask why she was late when I noticed another boy following her in. The girl had a Burberry scarf around her neck, the one Amanda had picked out for me. Noticing my gaze, the boy flashed a sweet smile, showing off his dimples. "Hi, Henry. I'm Jimmy, the new transfer student." The room fell into an awkward silence, filled with an odd tension. My seatmate leaned in and whispered, "The other day, the teacher mentioned a top student from a poor county would be transferring here. Looks like it's him." I frowned at Amanda, signaling for an explanation. This was my birthday party. Why bring a random guest? And why give him my birthday present? Amanda set the flowers down and sat next to me. Totally composed, she explained, "We accidentally ran into him halfway here. He's not used to all this. When he heard today was your birthday, he just wanted to come wish you well." My heart skipped a beat. Squinting, I looked at her. The Amanda I know doesn't go around being kind-hearted. Actually, besides me, she's pretty indifferent to everyone else. We're both heirs to our families and have been engaged since birth. She's never given the time of day to those wealthy young men trying to get close to her. She always made me feel secure. But today, she broke the rules for this transfer student. I didn't say anything. Instead, Jimmy suddenly looked like he remembered something. Unwrapping the scarf from his neck, he said, a bit shyly, "By the way, Henry, Amanda noticed I wasn't dressed warmly enough, so she let me borrow your birthday gift. Sorry about that." The scarf had a glaring pink stain. It was clearly Jimmy's doing. He watched me reach out to take it, with a flicker of pride in his eyes. But, in the next second, I tossed it into the trash can. Jimmy's smile instantly vanished, and his face went pale. He couldn't believe I would embarrass him like that in front of everyone. But what's the big deal? He's the first to blatantly challenge me to my face. "Henry, you can't just humiliate me like this." Jimmy's eyes grew red, and he looked utterly humiliated. Amanda glanced at the scarf in the trash, and her eyebrows creased ever so slightly. "Henry." She called my name. She didn't say much, but I could tell she was trying to stop me. But I ignored her. I glanced at Jimmy, my voice calm. "This was given to me. I'll do whatever I want with it. If I think it's dirty, I'll throw it away. What's wrong with that? As for you," I paused, my voice cold, "you can leave now. We're not close enough for you to crash my birthday party." Tears welled up in Jimmy's eyes. He looked helplessly at Amanda, twisting his hands. Amanda didn't spare him a glance. Instead, she wrapped her arms around me, smiling with a sigh. Okay. It's your birthday. You're in charge today." I watched Jimmy leave, clearly frazzled. I didn't miss the look Amanda gave him either. I felt even more irked. Breaking free from Amanda's embrace, I told them, "You guys have fun. I'm gonna get some air. Are you mad?" Amanda followed me out, draping her coat over my shoulders. When I didn't answer, she gently sighed. Can you believe it? Some people have never celebrated a birthday or tasted cake. Jimmy's one of them. So when he asked if he could join your party with those sparkling eyes, I just couldn't say no. Henry, we're just lucky to have been born into comfort. Why make him lose face like that? I took a deep breath, trying to keep calm. Me? Make him feel small? You gave him my birthday present and were late because of him. Did you ever think about how that makes me look? Amanda was momentarily taken aback by my words. Then she chuckled. Oh, so that's what's bothering you? You have plenty of material things. I thought you'd understand. She adjusted my clothes again. I'll pick out another gift for you. Don't be mad. Okay? And as for him, I won't let it bother me anymore. Henry, I won't forget you're my fiancé. No one else matters as much as you. Her gaze was filled with affection. I nodded lightly. We've had the same upbringing and shared hobbies. We'd chosen each other long ago. So, I believed this little hiccup wouldn't affect us. I thought that was the end of it. But then, school started on Monday. As Jimmy walked past me, he seemed a bit wary. But there was a flash of pride in his eyes that I caught. I quickly discovered why. During tennis class that afternoon, Jimmy showed up wearing a C-brand outfit. The girls around immediately went crazy, because it was a yet-to-be-released piece from C-brand. Blushing, surrounded by admirers, he softly said, "My friend gave it to me. You guys might not know me well since I'm new. I'm just good at studying. My family's nothing like yours. But my friend said I deserve every good thing, that I shouldn't let anyone's judgment hold me back. In other words, some people are judgmental jerks. I just ignore them." After speaking, Jimmy shot me a knowing glance. He turned to look at the girls who just complimented him. "Let's play tennis together. I've never played, but I've played badminton. It should be similar." To his surprise, everyone suddenly changed their expressions. They shot him mocking glances. "Sorry, we've already made teams." And with that, the group dispersed. Jimmy was left awkwardly standing in the middle, unsure of what had just happened. He didn't understand why the people who were just admiring him now turned cold. I chuckled. He didn't realize they were surprised by his clothes, thinking he was some rich kid who had just moved here. But his clueless comment blew his cover. Finally, the teacher asked if anyone was willing to team up with Jimmy. I raised my hand and walked towards him with my racket. He straightened his back and bit his lip, watching me. He held the racket high. Seeing his stance, laughter broke out around us. Jimmy got flustered. He didn't understand what was happening. Before he knew it, my ball was already in front of him. He couldn't dodge it, so he fearfully squatted, holding his head. I put down my racket, feeling bored. I walked up to him. "So, your friend only gave you clothes but didn't teach you how to play?" Jimmy's eyes reddened with embarrassment. Squatting there, tears began to fall. "Henry, that's enough." Amanda walked over at some point and helped Jimmy up. She frowned at me. "I gave him those clothes. Why be so sarcastic?" Jimmy gently tugged at her sleeve, tears in his eyes, yet holding them back. "It's my fault for playing poorly, making Henry laugh." Amanda gave me a sidelong glance and laughed. "Everyone has a first time. The first time he played, he could only fetch balls for me." Jimmy smiled through tears, looking up at her. "Thank you, Amanda." I silently watched them, thought for a second, and then turned to leave. I used to think that Amanda knew where to draw the line. In all these years together, she never had any flirtations with anyone from our circle. Now it seems she just hadn't met someone like Jimmy. Amanda and I are engaged since we were kids. It's a business marriage, but we genuinely care about each other. When I was 10, my mom passed away from illness. Dad married someone else and had a son. He never came back to see me. Rumors and gossip overwhelmed me. I grew more and more withdrawn. Amanda was like a light entering my life. Afraid I was bored, she spent her days with me. Even though my stubborn pride meant I didn't treat her warmly, she never got upset. Worried I'd grow bored at home, she used her birthday as an excuse to take me to an amusement park. I couldn't resist her and went out the door. That day I saw my dad again. Not far away on a slide was a family with their child. The little boy was scared to go down the slide. His dad encouraged him gently from below. His mom smiled, taking pictures to capture the happy moment. I stared blankly, tears welling up. I thought of my own parents. The little boy slid down bravely, his dad caught him, and they spun around happily. The familiar face stunned me. Only then did I realize it was the dad I had longed for. I cried out, "Dad," but he left with the boy and his wife. No matter how I ran after them, he didn't stop. I fell, my knees pouring blood. Amanda rushed over with ice cream, tears spilling when she saw me. On a bench, she bandaged me, repeatedly asking, "Does it hurt?" I shook my head. Suddenly, I accepted that my dad didn't love me. That day, she carried me home. Under the streetlights, our shadows stretched long. A tear fell on her neck, burning into her heart. She turned back, showing a maturity beyond her years. "Henry, we're going to be together forever. My parents will be your parents. We'll all be your family." I began to accept our arranged marriage. But now something's changed between us. Maybe we need to reconsider the engagement. I zoned out in class. Classmates started returning. They walked over when they saw me. "Hey Henry, what's up with Jimmy getting close to Amanda? Look what he posted, it's so cringy." I took the phone my desk mate handed over. Jimmy had posted on his feed 10 minutes ago. No matter how difficult, with your patience, anything seems easy. Thank you for showing me so many new things. For having my back. It's nice with you around. The photo was taken from below with the guy holding the phone, not showing his face but half his body. The girl, smiling, makes a heart with her cheeks, looking into the guy's eyes, not the camera. Seeing my pale face, my desk mate seemed worried, cautiously asking, "Did you and Amanda fight?" I shook my head, not saying a word. The lunch bell rang. Everyone finally dispersed. I bowed my head, silent tears falling. After a while, Leo sent over the menu. "Henry, here's today's menu." I took a deep breath and headed to the restaurant. On the second floor in the small kitchen. It's a nutritionally customized meal planned by my grandpa for me. I had just taken the tray Leo handed me when Amanda brought Jimmy in. Seeing Leo about to put the dishes away, she quickly stopped him. "Wait, Leo, can you prepare 2 more meals?" Leo looked at me, seemingly waiting for my cue. Amanda walked over and explained, biting her lip, "Henry, I brought Jimmy here after playing tennis. There's no food on the first floor, so I brought him here to eat." I kept a straight face. Because of my relationship with Amanda, only she could join me on the second floor. But today she was being too presumptuous. I looked at Leo, speaking calmly. "Put them away. You can clock out now." "Got it." Leo agreed with a nod. After all, he was hired by my grandfather just to cook for me. He's not dumb. He knows who to listen to. I was holding my plate, about to sit down, when Jimmy rushed up to me. "Henry, if you're upset, take it out on me, not Amanda. Okay?" He bit his lip. "I won't eat. Let Amanda have a meal. She used up a lot of energy teaching me how to play earlier. She could get low blood sugar if she doesn't eat. You guys grew up together. No need to fight over me." I gave a cold laugh, move. Jimmy got anxious, grabbing my arm and shaking it hard. "Henry, I beg you, let Amanda eat," he pleaded. The force of his shaking made my plate slip out of my hand suddenly. All the food spilled onto the floor, splattering all over me. Jimmy looked terrified, his eyes turning red helplessly. "Henry, even if you're against it, you shouldn't waste food like that. Farmers work really hard to grow food," he said, playing innocent. Watching him turn the blame around, I laughed in frustration. "Weren't you the one pulling on my arm? Why pretend to be innocent?" Jimmy's tears started falling, looking extremely wronged. "Henry, my family farms for a living. How could you think I'd do that? How could you say that about me?" I replied coldly, "Should I call the police?" Amanda looked at me, full of disappointment. "Henry, what have you become? So aggressive, so superior. You really feel like a stranger to me now." As she finished speaking, a mocking laugh suddenly came from the doorway. "Amanda, after not seeing you for years, you feel like a stranger too. So unfamiliar that I think you must be blind," said the familiar voice. Both Amanda and I looked over. Winnie was leaning against the door, arms crossed, smiling at me. I was stunned, surprised to see Winnie back from abroad. Her father had sent her overseas after remarrying. She looked taller now, almost 5'7", eye-catching. Amanda stared coldly at her. "What do you mean?" Winnie shrugged innocently, "Just what it sounds like." She looked at me, still smiling teasingly. "Henry, it's been so long. Aren't you going to take me out for a meal to celebrate?" Seeing Amanda's face turning pale with anger strangely lifted my spirits. I stepped toward Winnie. "Where do you want to eat?" "Your choice." Behind me, Amanda's voice broke a little. "Henry, you're going out to eat with another woman alone?" I glanced at Jimmy by her side, smirking. Noticing my gaze, he shrank back behind Amanda, clutching her sleeve. Amanda's expressions kept changing, still wanting to say something. But I was already leaving with Winnie. At the hot pot place, Winnie ate like she'd been starving for days, barely stopping. "You have no idea how much I missed this in England," she mumbled between bites. I chuckled, "Slow down, no one's gonna snatch it. How's life abroad been these years?" Winnie wiped her mouth, suddenly looking at me. "Why don't you consider me? An unvirtuous woman isn't worthy of you." I raised an eyebrow. Winnie continued, "Overseas, I've been studying and working part-time, developed quite a few software programs. And I've kept up with fitness too, feel my muscle." "You overdid it," I replied coolly, seeing her proud look. Winnie pouted. "You said I was weak. Now I'm too strong?" On the way back to school, I couldn't help but think about Winnie's suggestion. I hadn't even noticed Amanda beside me until she grabbed my wrist, her expression gloomy. "Henry, how can you dine alone with her? Don't you know her feelings for you?" Listening to her accusatory tone, I shook her off and retorted coldly, "What about teaching Jimmy tennis hand in hand? Giving him clothes? Didn't you know how he feels about you?" Amanda's face changed subtly, explaining helplessly, "Henry, you misunderstood. I see Jimmy as a brother. My mom sponsored him. I only knew this after I got back. I had to make up for it somehow. He's unfamiliar with this place. I have to look out for him. Can you not be angry over something so small?" Before I could respond, Winnie jumped in, having just finished her enrollment paperwork. "Henry, I don't mind if you see me as your sister first." Watching her smug face, I had a feeling she left out a word. Amanda's face darkened immediately, gritting her teeth. "Winnie, if you keep pestering my fiancé, don't blame me for being harsh." That's when I laughed, throwing her words back at her. "It's just a small thing, no need to get angry." Amanda seemed stumped by my response, her face alternating between pale and flushed. Suddenly, Jimmy appeared from nowhere, glaring at me. Henry. He rushed over, frustrated. Amanda cares so much about you, but you're messing around with another woman. Is this fair to her? Winnie looked at him like he was an idiot, seriously asking, So, you and Amanda played dumb earlier? I didn't. Jimmy's face turned red. But he was at a loss for words, facing Winnie, just lowering his head in grievance, shoulders trembling. He whimpered like a frightened rabbit. Seeing him, Amanda couldn't hold back any longer, pulling Jimmy away. Let's go. Passing by me, her tone was icy, leaving a threat. Henry, keep this up, and our family's marriage alliance might not last. I watched her back, hand in hand with Jimmy, as they walked away. Jimmy glanced back at me, his swollen eyes hiding the wronged look, replaced with a victorious pride. Our eyes locked, my face expressionless. Though I hated to admit it, he got to me, adrenaline spiking, like an irritating weed that sticks to you. But the one giving him chances was Amanda. So, Amanda had to be dealt with first. Winnie furrowed her brows. This White Lotus isn't an amateur. I took a deep breath and looked at Winnie beside me. Could you help me get a day off? I need to go back home. When I got home, Grandpa was watering the gladiolus flowers in the yard. As soon as he saw me, he immediately put down the watering can. Henry, why are you back all of a sudden? Are you feeling unwell? Should I call a doctor for you? I shook my head. I'm fine. Grandpa, there's something I want to discuss with you. Grandpa sat me down and gently said, Go ahead. Let's hear it. Grandpa, I don't want to marry the Greens anymore. After that, I lowered my head, unsure how to face Grandpa. This was, after all, a major decision in my life, and it also involved cooperation and interests between the two families. But unexpectedly, Grandpa just laughed heartily. Silly child, what are you worried about? Our family doesn't need a marriage alliance to sustain our lineage. I was a bit stunned, thinking Grandpa would try to talk me out of it. Grandpa looked into the distance, as if lost in some kind of memory. Actually, I wasn't in favor of the marriage alliance at first. It was your dad who agreed to it. Your mom loved him, trusted him, and didn't object to protect his dignity. After your parents had that accident, Amanda stayed with you and treated you well, so I accepted it. Now that you bring it up, you must have felt wronged. My grandson shouldn't have to feel wronged by anyone. I'll talk to the Greens. Besides, whether you're married or not, the Grants' legacy will still be handed down to you. Grandpa pointed to the gladiolus flowers in the plot, and there were tears in his eyes. Your mom loved these flowers when she was alive. They're just like her, proud and tenacious. I trust you'll manage the Grants' legacy just like she would. I felt my nose sting and hugged Grandpa. Choking up, I will. Grandpa. Thank you. After that day, Amanda hardly visited school, almost as if intentionally giving me the cold shoulder. She was off traveling with Jimmy all over the place. She had no plans to take the college entrance exam, having already applied to a university abroad. We were supposed to get married after finishing our studies overseas, but after talking to Grandpa, I changed my mind. I wanted to stay in the country, be with Grandpa, and learn to take over the company. Winnie, seeing that I was taking the entrance exam, studied diligently with me every day. Although she'd been abroad, she hadn't fallen behind in her studies. In the meantime, friends shared screenshots from Jimmy's social media with me. They watched stars at a hot spring resort, went to Disneyland 3 times just to take nice photos for him, and patiently went shopping for clothes. Happiness seemed to spill from every word. They couldn't help but urge Henry, if you don't go and make up with Amanda, she really might be won over by that pretty boy. Amanda's just tough on the outside, soft on the inside. If you talk to her, she'll leave Jimmy and come back to you in no time. I didn't reply, just blocked everyone sending those messages. Whether it was their idea or they were relaying Amanda's words, there was no need to be friends anymore. Reviewing time flew by. The entrance exam ended after 3 days. I turned off my phone and took a long, uncompromising nap. I was oblivious to Amanda's grand gesture waiting below, or her planning a big declaration of love. She texted, "All right, Henry, enough of this. The exams are over and we should get ready for America. This afternoon, downstairs, there's a surprise for you." A good crowd gathered, eager for Amanda's confession. Maybe after waiting too long without seeing me, they started whispering. Amanda looked quite embarrassed, sending me a low-voiced recording. "Henry, hurry down. If you're cool about it any longer, there's no turning back." I was stirred awake by the noise outside. Groggily, I looked out the window. Flowers and candles surrounded the entire villa, with Amanda clutching a ring, furrowed brow, constantly calling my phone. Just as I was coming down, Jimmy ran up, breathless. He looked at Amanda with an awkward expression. "Amanda, I heard Henry has been living with Winnie lately. They might not even be awake yet." Amanda's face hardened, raising her head abruptly. "What did you say?" Her whole demeanor was terrifyingly intense, ready to storm into my house until she saw me standing at the doorway in pajamas. Her face darkened even more when she snapped, "Henry, explain yourself. Is it true or not?" "What do you mean true or not?" Winnie, yawning, came downstairs. Amanda fixated on Winnie, who was dressed similarly in pajamas, and broke down instantly. She charged forward, landing a hard punch on Winnie's face. "Winnie, you dared to sleep with my man. Are you asking for it?" Amanda's eyes were nearly bleeding red, red enough to be frightening. Winnie took the punch head-on, jolted awake. She cursed quietly and immediately swung back. The two got tangled in a heated fight. Frustrated, I shouted, "Stop it, all of you." Amanda wiped the blood at the corner of her mouth, her voice hoarse. "Henry, how dare you? You're my fiancé. How could you do this with her? Have some self-respect." Amanda's head turned sharply with another hit. The wound on her lips split wider. I wasn't done. I grabbed Jimmy, who was on the sidelines, delivering a swift slap. His cheek instantly reddened, and he yelled while clutching his face, "What are you doing?" I looked at him coldly, got a flair for word twisting. "Huh? So clever at spreading rumors. Better come up with a good story for when the cops show up." Jimmy turned pale immediately, stammering, I just heard." I scoffed, "You heard right, Winnie has been with me lately. But what are you trying to imply with that last part? Open your eyes. This is a villa, not your little shack where you shove everyone into a single room. Got it?" Amanda's focus drifted back to me, a flicker of realization in her eyes. She rushed in front of me. "Henry, I knew you wouldn't do something like that. I looked at her and shattered her illusions without mercy. "Forgot to tell you, our engagement is canceled." She shifted from angry to completely baffled. "What did you say?" I said our engagement is canceled. She stared at me, almost in disbelief. "Stop joking, Henry." She couldn't believe I would be the one to cancel the engagement. To her, it was supposed to be her leverage against me. "This can't be." Amanda kept shaking her head, her whole body trembling. She had some suspicions but couldn't accept it. I spoke calmly. "I'm not joking. Why would I still want you after you've repeatedly crossed the line for another man?" Amanda clenched her fists and shouted, "I didn't. Jimmy and I are innocent." Couldn't help but laugh at that. "So even when you're gonna hot springs with him, going to Disney, treating him just like a boyfriend, you're still innocent, huh?" Amanda froze. but stubbornly defended herself. I just wanted you to. How ridiculous. Screwing up yet trying to shift the blame onto me. I stopped talking. A few black Bentleys slowly pulled up to the villa entrance. Granddad got out, looked at Amanda, and his usual warmth was gone. He solemnly said, "Take your daughter home. We're leaving, Henry. Let's go." I waved Winnie over and followed Granddad inside. Behind us, Amanda's parents quickly acknowledged and pulled her into the car. Winnie was sitting on the couch, looking a bit pitiful. "It hurts, my face won't be scarred, right?" I rolled my eyes, but seeing her swollen lip, I grabbed the first aid kit and treated her. Winnie stared at me, blushing down to her ears. "You have to give me a title." "What? You just told everyone we've been living together. Now everyone knows I'm your girl. Don't you owe me a title? Wasn't it you who said you couldn't go home and had nowhere to stay?" I gave her a cold glare. "I don't care." Winnie started acting all cutesy. It was kinda silly. I couldn't help but laugh. "Kind of cute." "You laughed. Does that mean you don't hate me?" Winnie crouched in front of me, her eyes sparkling. "I like you, Henry, really like you. Before you had an engagement with her, you liked her, and she was nice to you while I was just someone abandoned by my family, but I never thought of giving up. Every day abroad, I quietly kept tabs on you through friends. I kept telling myself if she ever treats you badly, I'd come back and take you away from her." The blushing seemed contagious. Maybe what she said was too sappy. I leaned down and kissed her. "All right, don't say any more, I'll agree. Okay?" Before I could finish, she took the lead with a deeper kiss. Clumsy, eager, without a plan. During the days waiting for results, Granddad took me to the company for some training. Amanda somehow found out. She showed up with flowers and stopped me. "Henry, I didn't mean it that day. I was misled by Jimmy. I've broken it off with him. I promise he won't bother us again." I chuckled lightly. Maybe it was too laced with sarcasm because Amanda suddenly looked lost. "Henry, why are you laughing? Do you really think it's all because of just one Jimmy?" Amanda pursed her lips, trying to reach for my hand. I frowned and avoided her. Her hand froze midair. She looked hurt. "Are you disgusted with me?" I admit I overstepped, but I just wanted to make you jealous, wanted you to care more about me. I watched her quietly. "You allowed Jimmy to get close, indulged his provocations, helped him time and again. I gave you chances. But when you used canceling the engagement as a threat, that was it for us." I walked past her. Realizing my cold attitude wasn't changing, Amanda's face fell too. She caught up to me. "You know, I was just saying it, why take it so seriously? Are you really going to give up on what we've had since we were young just because of that? If you're not with me, who would you be with? Are you seriously considering Winnie, that reject? Henry, you're young and naive. Even if you don't think of yourself, think of your granddad. You can't just be headstrong because he dotes on you. He's getting older. The Grant's business needs someone familiar to manage it. Do you want the Grant's legacy to fall apart under your hands?" I came to a stop, like I'd just heard a joke. "What are you daydreaming about? Even if we married, the Grant's successor will still only be me." Amanda was stunned. "How is that possible? How can you alone manage such a massive company?" I sneered. "Don't you know? My mother succeeded my grandmother, so why can't I succeed my mother? So you thought it was fine to mess around with Jimmy on one side while waiting for me to come and make peace because you were sure our family needed you to manage the company?" Amanda looked like I had hit the nail on the head. Her face turned from blue to white. Finally, unable to contain her frustration, she snapped, "With thoughts like yours, who would want you? You're destined to be single forever." Don't worry, Henry has me as his wife, and that's more than enough. I'll take good care of him. Winnie walked over with a food container. Come on, ignore her, I'm hungry. I took Winnie's hand. Behind us, Amanda was left utterly speechless. It seemed she couldn't believe anyone would make such a bold statement. I stayed calm, not feeling that anything Winnie said was strange at all. 2 weeks later, the college entrance exam results came out. Winnie and I both applied to University A. I chose finance and investment, while Winnie picked computer science because she's good at it. As we left the school after declaring our majors, I spotted a familiar figure at the gate. It was Amanda, looking rough. Her eyes were red, hair a mess, and she smelled of booze. She was always about keeping face, so it was the first time I'd seen her this down. Why her again? Winnie muttered, clearly annoyed. Amanda wants to say something, she rasped, a hint of desperation in her voice. I sighed. It was time to put an end to it all. I squeezed Winnie's hand. Give me 5 minutes, okay? Winnie relaxed her grip. Just 5 minutes, all right? In a corner, I kept it cool. Say what you gotta say. Amanda looked at me, clearly having mustered up the courage. Henry, what if I said I could do everything Winnie can do? What? I was taken aback. I thought about it, she continued. I don't want anything but you. I can't live without you. There was no pride left, just a careful plea. After knowing her for so many years, I believed in her sincerity. But things she said and did were like spilled milk, impossible to take back. What I once felt for her was long gone. I shook my head. But I don't like you anymore. Her face turned pale, but she persisted bitterly. Henry, remember? We promised since we were kids to be together forever. I softly interrupted, yeah, when we were kids. People change, and you aren't the Amanda I knew back then. Amanda froze like a statue, then started sobbing like a child. I regret it, Henry. I really do. How did I lose you? Winnie called out, checking her watch. Time's up. Coming, I replied. I looked at Amanda, saying goodbye calmly. Don't bother me anymore. I'm moving on. You should too. Amanda looked defeated, tears flowing as she whispered softly when I turned away. I'm sorry, Henry. I waved without turning back, striding forward. Winnie stood in the sunshine, smiling like she'd won the world. She reached out, tightly holding my hand. I just learned to make hawthorn ribs. I'll cook them for you. Sounds good. The weather was clear, our dreams resonating. Our story was just beginning.